You know when there's just one part of your hair that's like, that's terrible. Because, like, this side, I'm like, that's nice. I can deal with that. This side, I'm like, is that an old man who is also balding? I don't know. You tell me, guys. I'm just gonna tuck that part away. I've been sleeping on that side too much. That's why it looks stupid. Oh, hey there. Welcome and welcome back to Oh, It's Better This Way, where it may or may not be better this way. And let's be honest, it probably isn't. My name is River, and I have a problem. And that problem is that I buy way too many books. Not only do I have a TBR list that is longer than any list ever should be, but I also just keep spending money I don't super have. Just 'cause I like pain and suffering, I guess, is really what this all means, you know? Why live a happy normal life when you could simply want to read 200 plus books that you may never read, and also, again, spend money you don't have? Why be normal when you could do those things? Am I right? Let's get into the book haul. Piano Lessons, Music, Love, and True Adventures by Noah Adams. I actually didn't buy this one. My piano teacher gave this to me. The "and" in the title is a treble clef, and on the second page, he made an observation about how someone's breasts bounced to the music. So this will definitely be a treat to read, I'm sure. This book is basically this 50-year-old man who also hosted NPR, detailing his experiences learning the piano. Apparently, he mostly talks about the actual pianos he wants to buy for a lot of the time. I don't know, I've only read 2 chapters of it. But I have acquired this. I will at some point shed myself of this book because it is not mine. However, it is in my possession currently, and it felt like I could add it to the haul. So why not? Now we're gonna get into all the books I bought, though. Really quick, let's take a look at my mic. Let's look at the stickers. Okay, ghost walking ghost dog. Yeah. Ghost with gay flag. Gay ghost. Do you see gay ghost? I don't know if you can see any of these. Cute little ghosts and skeletons and grim reapers, and there's also a rainbow because they're gay, probably. And then sad clown ghost. Undeniably my favorite. I love that one. Alright, now we can continue with the book haul now that we've addressed the elephant in the room, by which I mean my wonderful taste in stickers. I found myself in New York City recently, doing, some actory things, such as auditions that really stress me out but also fill me with the energy I need to keep going in this world. Anyways, I was in New York City, right? You see? It was a really nice day, so I went to Central Park, ate some food, walked around, found myself in the drama bookshop for the very first time. And you bet your buns, I went into that bookshop being like, I'm just gonna look around, and then walked out with 3 books. Why? Anyways, it's an investment into my future, I will tell myself, to make myself feel better about spending money. That's alright, though. We're doing well. The first book I spotted in the drama bookshop is this one, Burning Butch by R.B. Mertz. I saw it on the table, and I saw the word butch, and I was all over that. You bet your buns I was. Apparently, this had come out only days prior, as I was in the bookshop on, I think, April 11th or 12th or 10th. Maybe 10th. I don't know, actually. It was a Friday. Early April on a Friday. And it had come out, I think, either on the 4th or the 5th. I didn't realize that at the time. I realized that after the fact. Anyways, this is a memoir. Anyone who knows me knows I love memoirs for some reason. They are one of my favorite genres. I could read anyone's memoir and be perfectly happy, I think. Don't quote me on that, and don't prove me wrong. I only want to read memoirs that I want to read. Anyways, too much. Anyways, this memoir is basically all about R.B. Mertz's experience Every time I say RB Mertz, I want to go, Arby's, we've got the Mertz. And I'm sorry. Anyways, I'm going to continue. This is detailing RB Mertz's experience growing up Catholic and also gay, but really trying to repress that second part and really going full-fledged into the Catholic part, you know, for camouflaging purposes. Let me fix my posture real quick. Ugh. Anyways, I actually read this book already. I gave it 4.5 stars. I loved it. It was a very intense and heavy read because R.B. Mertz has gone through some shit, okay? But there were also just some wonderful moments of levity in here that really just were so touching and beautiful. And these prose are, oh, they're so good. So good. I really liked this book. R.B. Mertz is a poet and a writer, and it was just nice being able to read someone's memoir, someone's real lived experience, and get to see parts of myself in here and kind of have that community aspect, because I really related to a lot of what Thee went through with growing up gay and Catholic and having to camouflage and hide yourself and having to do all these things just to do so. It was in the drama bookshop because Thee is very influenced by musicals and loves musicals. And I loved all of that too as a musical theater actor. So I found that there were a lot of like little and specific parallels between us. Also, just as a warning for anyone who wants to pick this up, there is talk of incest and molestation. So just be wary if you have experienced things like that before. But yeah, I gave it a 4.5. I loved it. I want to reread this at some point and like underline things. But yeah, I loved it, and I loved seeing how this story got all weaved together. Because it did a lot of like patchwork sort of storytelling. Very heavy, very beautiful. Loved it. The next book is a play by my favorite playwright, The Happiest Song Plays Last by Chiara Allegria Hudes. And I didn't realize when I got this, stupidly, that this is actually part of a trilogy with my favorite play, which is Eliot, A Soldier's Fugue. I didn't realize that was a play trilogy until I got this and opened it up and read that in here. So this is supposedly the last in the trilogy, so I need to get the second part in the trilogy. I don't know why I didn't know that was a trilogy. Unless I'm misunderstanding what I read. But I'll have to get Water by the Spoonful, I believe is the title of it, first before I can read this. But I'm very excited. I think this color is phenomenal. And, yeah, thank you, Drama Bookshop. The next book I got, I've actually seen advertisements for on Instagram, and I saw it in the Drama Bookshop, and I wasn't going to get it at first, but it's a signed copy. And so that's Fearlessly Different by Mickey Rowe. I don't know. Fearlessly Different. Mickey is an autistic actor who is the first ever autistic actor to actually portray an autistic person on stage. That's the first time an autistic character was portrayed by an autistic person, which is crazy to me, but also wonderful and great. And there needs to be way more of that, first of all. But so this is kind of like another memoir-y biography sort of type of story. And what got me was the signature in it was just so endearing and kind, and I want to read it because I read it in the bookshop and I was like, wow, that is special. That makes me feel so special. But it says, "Thank you so much for reading Fearlessly Different. People want so desperately to fit in that they forget what makes them stand out. I hope my book helps you to feel brave enough to stand out. Thank you for being you. You are loved. With gratitude and respect, Mickey Rowe." That made me smile, and so I wanted this copy. So I got it. Fearlessly Different. Look at that stack. Now we're moving on to books I got off of thriftbooks. So, I'm a playwright, for those of you who don't know, if you're brand new here. If you're not brand new here, you know that already, but I'm a playwright, and so I am currently writing a new play, and I wanted to read some books on related experiences, and so I got some books in the name of research off of thriftbooks, and I'm gonna say it was worth it. So what you're about to see is my new collection of lesbian nun books. Heck yeah! So I have a collection of Sor Juana's love poems, lesbian nun writing lesbian poetry, and it's a translated edition because she speaks Spanish, and so wrote in Spanish, obviously, but then so it has both the Spanish on the left, and then it has an English translation on the right, and then it has these wonderful little, like, printmaking sort of relief print style illustration on them, which I love because I love printmaking. But I'm very excited to read this. Adding to the pile. Let's go, used books. Let's go. Also, I'm quite liking sitting in this corner of the room. I think I like how all this looks. The real reason I'm set up like this right now is because my room is a disaster. Like, my desk is covered with things. I couldn't possibly sit there. But I think that's working out for my benefit, because I'm enjoying just being, like, propped here and looking all cute and little and small with my artwork in the bathroom in the background, freak. Did I mention that R.B. Mertz's pronouns are thee, thou? How epic is that? What a power move. Let's move on. So next what I'll talk about is a memoir, and it's called Once Upon a Convent by Oris Klaas. I hope I'm saying that right. And I should have looked it up, but I didn't, and now I'm here. So this is about an ex-nun who left the convent because lesbianism, and she now lives in Oregon with her partner. That's about all I know. I know it also was self-published, but I just am so excited to read this. The next book I got is called Immodest Acts: The Life of a Lesbian Nun in Renaissance Italy by Judith C. Brown. I am so freaking excited for this. Wow, the main theme of all these books, there are some outliers, as you've seen, but it's just gay and Catholicism, you know? And I love that for me as a gay ex-Catholic. This book, again, is from thriftbooks, and so it's got underlines in it and stuff like that, so it's, like, mildly annotated, which I love. I love annotated books. I'm just so excited to read this and learn and gain inspiration for the play that I'm writing. For anyone who also doesn't know, when I was 11 years old, I did consider, going on the nun path. Lesbians and nuns were like this, If you grew up Catholic and were gay, did you consider becoming a nun? I sure did. The next book I got, if you've watched Strange Eon's most recent video, because I saw it and got really excited at the synchronicity here, because I ordered this weeks ago, and then I saw that video pop up and I got just so excited. You will recognize this book if you've also seen that video and watch her videos. It is Lesbian Nuns Breaking Silence by Rosemary Kerb and Nancy Manahan. And I'm so excited about this because this is like collecting the perspective of so many different nuns of all time periods. And what was really exciting about getting this in the mail, this is also from thriftbooks, so what was really exciting about getting this book in the mail in particular was I opened it up to just like skim through some of the pages, see if it was annotated, and then this fell out, okay? And it's a clipped out newspaper article about this book, Lesbians Coming Out of Cloisters. Former current nuns discuss religious life in new book, aka this book. And so it's a newspaper article about this book coming out, just like in the book. And so I'm like, who owned this book that they cut this out of the newspaper and put it in here. Like, who owned it? I need to know who owned this. This is the best thing ever. I opened it and I was like, this is literally the best day of my life. This is the best day of my life. This is so cool that this was in my book. And this is why I like to buy used books, because you never know what the frick you're going to find. And I'm like, this is literally amazing. And I need to like preserve this. It's like, it's crazy. This is from the 80s, I believe. The book came out in the 80s, so this is definitely from the 80s. But yeah, that's just insane. But so I'm super excited about this book and to read all of these different nuns' experiences. And I think it's going to inspire a lot in the play that I'm writing, because it is about the experience of being a lesbian nun, which is a path I almost went down, in my life. So I want to talk about it. So I'm writing a play about it, and I'm really excited, and I'm really excited for these books that I got to kind of aid me in that journey. And that's it. So here's the stack, okay? Here's the stack. I'm really excited. I feel really good about all these choices. Yeah, here's to adding to the never-ending TBR list. There's just always going to be so much to read, isn't there? Oh, man. But yeah, that's all I got for today. I just wanted to talk about some books and talk about these books that I've bought. Hopefully, I will maybe, put myself on a little book buying ban. But I can't even trust myself with that. I can't even say that because I might be lying, and I don't want to lie. But I should definitely buy less. I've been using Libby a bit, so hopefully I will, keep using Libby. But I need to make it a goal to get a bit more through my physical TBR shelf. So we shall see. But thank you for hanging out with me as I went through these books with you. I hope you enjoyed my chaos. I'm feeling a little, I'm feeling my oats today. I'm feeling a little chaotic, feeling good, and I had a lot of fun doing this. So let me know if you had fun, if you're having fun generally in your day and how you're doing. And I will see you the next time that I see you. Thanks for hanging. Goodbye. That's a wrap. That is a wrap. Thank you so much for joining. My name is River. And that's a wrap. That was so evil. Sorry, that was evil. Hope you like ASMR. Bye.